Plot holes, plot holes, plot holes. Everybody is on and on about plot holes in Avengers Endgame. I don't deny that there are some, at least very questionable occurrences in that movie that, okay, let me admit there are probably some plot holes. But the things that I've heard people go on and on about, or that many different people have brought up, the common charges of plot holeness, I have not been convinced of. I'm not impressed by these charges. I think often when you just don't understand something, you call it a plot hole, or the fact that they didn't explain how something happened with great detail leads things to be called plot holes. But unless something is an actual contradiction based on the rules set out in the movie, it's not necessarily a plot hole. It might be, but on the other hand, they might say come out with another movie next year that goes into more detail and explain how that happened, and none of the rules were broken. In the end, you'll find out that they weren't. So that's not a plot hole. It's just a lightly or unexplained event. Time travel. The big hurrah in Avengers Endgame. Let's just acknowledge that probably you can't do a time travel movie without allowing for some plot holes. It's well documented in science fiction literature and thought, I don't know, deep thought, that there are numerous paradoxes that seem to come along necessarily in the concept of time travel. But guess what, y'all? There wasn't actually time travel in Avengers Endgame. I know everyone says that. They even said that in the movie. That was the big surprise, maybe. I don't know, whatever. Captain America asks Ant-Man, are you talking about a time machine? And he eventually relents, yes, he is. Hulk exclaims when he thinks he has succeeded, time travel! So you can't blame viewers for thinking it is about time travel, but it isn't. I mean, they even explain why the rules of their time travel, or the rules of time travel, are not what has been made popular by movies in the past. Okay, you can say that. I think we're not talking about time travel at this point. In Endgame, when someone goes through the quantum device, platform, whatever it was, the other end where they come out is not in the past, at least not in our past. So they're going to what would be recognized as 1970, for example, in our universe. But it's on a timeline that just has not progressed. It's not as if after 1970 in that universe, everything is destined to happen just the way it happened here, and now you've gone back to 1970 and you're changing what will happen. There is no will happen any more than there is right now, right here in our universe. The future is not already dictated by events that have happened in another universe. Right now I'm speaking in the voice of someone who doesn't believe that the universe is predetermined. So just allow for that, which is a common stance. I don't think too many people really think that the universe is predetermined, at least outside of academic circles. So I don't think I'm asking a lot right here by saying the future for us could do anything, right? Well then, when someone leaps through the quantum tunnel into the 1970s, the future in that universe or reality can also do anything. It's not leading up to what happened for us in the future, or our current is that reality's future. Anything could still happen. It just is the case in that reality that what happened is someone appeared from out of nowhere and took the space stone or whatever they did. That's just the way things worked. It wasn't like that changed something. That's just what happened. So I think that really can be applied to lots of the things people consider plot holes, and you can just throw them out because it's not a plot hole. Now, how did Captain America show up at the end? Again, like I was saying at the beginning, this is just something that has not been explained. It's not necessarily a plot hole. You know, we saw, for one example, real quick, we saw when Ant-Man, Iron Man, and Captain America and Hulk went back to 2012 to the scene of the first Avengers movie. And from there, Iron Man and Captain America went back to 1970. They didn't have to come back to the platform from whence they left to begin that mission and then go to 1970. They just went on a further adventure. So it is apparently possible to leap through dimensions without being on that platform. So how did Captain America show up at the end of Endgame without having to land on that platform? I don't know, but apparently they could even do it in Endgame. So maybe we'll get an explanation, a better explanation in a future movie, but it seems all right to me. He came back sometime, somehow, and there doesn't seem to be any contradiction there, if you ask me.